The Trump administration announced Thursday that it will impose new sanctions against Russia in response to the country's efforts to interfere in the 2016 U.S. presidential election and other recent cyber attacks. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said the sanctions, which target 19 individuals and 5 entities, come as part of a broader effort to address the ongoing nefarious attacks emanating from Russia. The administration is confronting and countering malign Russian cyber activity, including their attempted interference in U.S. elections, destructive cyber attacks, and intrusions targeting critical infrastructure. Treasury intends to impose additional, countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act, sanctions, informed by our intelligence community, to hold Russian government officials and oligarchs accountable for their destabilizing activities by severing their access to the U.S. financial system, he said in a statement. Treasury Department officials said the sanctions come in specific response to Russia's meddling in the 2016 election and the February NotPetya cyber attack, which resulted in billions of dollars in damage across Europe, Asia and the United States, disrupted global shipping trade and left many U.S. hospitals unable to create electronic records. The agency added that Russian government cyber actors have also targeted American government entities and critical infrastructure sectors, including nuclear, water and aviation. Since March 2016, many of the Russian organizations and operatives targeted by the new sanctions were named in a February indictment produced as part of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into meddling in the 2016 election. The indictment charged 13 Russian nationals and 3 Russian entities with conspiracy to defraud the United States, 3 defendants with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and bank fraud, and 5 defendants with aggravated identity theft. Aside from countering Russia's cyber activity, Treasury officials said the agency is continuing to pressure Moscow for its ongoing efforts to destabilize Ukraine, occupy Crimea, meddle in elections, as well as for its endemic corruption and human rights abuses. They noted that the Trump administration has sanctioned more than 100 individuals and entities under the department's Ukraine and Russia-related sanction authorities. The administration's announcement of the new sanctions came shortly after the White House joined France, Germany and the United Kingdom in condemning Russia's believed role in a nerve gas attack that targeted a former Kremlin spy. The countries called on Russia to live up to its responsibilities as a member of the UN Security Council to uphold international peace and security. President Donald Trump further told reporters that it certainly looks like the Russians were behind the attack, and that his administration is taking it very seriously, according to White House pool reports. President Donald Trump signs Russian sanctions bill. Trump signed legislation in August to impose sanctions on Russia as punishment for the country's meddling in the 2016 presidential election, despite called the measure significantly flawed. Former President Barack Obama, meanwhile, authorized sanctions against Russian agencies and expelled dozens of the country's government officials from the United States before leaving office. This is a breaking news story and will be updated when more information becomes available.